Hey, what's going on, Seminole Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with Dope Talk. Of course, I'm your host. Appreciate you guys for hanging out and joining today. Going to go ahead and tap in and talk about this FSU loss to Stanford. FSU ended up losing 20-13 against the Stanford Cardinals on a exciting Saturday night over on the West Coast. Our first West Coast trip since this new ACC expansion with those leftover, I guess you could say left out, so to speak, Pac-12 teams that didn't get picked up by other conferences. Before we get started, man, we got a few of you guys in here, so go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. All 50 or so people that's in here at this point in time, hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds out of your time and to show a little bit of love. And then subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I got a feeling this could be, I guess, an interesting next 2 months for FSU football. So it's going to be a lot of things being covered. But we do have a new sponsor with Dope Talk, man. So shout out to the bills being paid. Dope Talk is brought to you by FastPay. FastPay provides you a corporate MasterCard built for business expenses such as your travel, your lodging, entertainment. If you got to ship items, whatever it may be, you name it, they'll take care of it. You get 2.25 cash back in Evergreen, no annual fees or no monthly annual fees at all. Repeat that again, no annual fees or no monthly annual fees at all. Shout out to the owner, man, my guy Chris. He is an alumni at FSU. So again, if you guys do have a business and you want a card to take care of your business expenses on, go ahead and tap in with FastPay. They'll get you going. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna jump into the Stanford game first. Of course, I got to cover that and kind of go over what I saw in the Stanford game, and then we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of this live, and that's pretty much just the state of the program for FSU and the future of the program for FSU, and I guess where do you go from here and that type of deal. All right, guys. Like I stated, we end up losing 20-13 to the Stanford Cardinals, the mighty Stanford Cardinals, the elite Stanford Cardinals. Before the loss on Saturday, the FSU Stanford is 22-50 in games since 2019. 22-50. Stanford hasn't won more than 3 games since 2020. You heard that right. Stanford has not won more than 3 games since 2020. Now, I do think this Stanford team is trending in the right direction. I want to give a shout out to Andrew Luck, the GM. He ended up firing the active head coach at that point in time over the spring. Ended up hiring interim head coach, the guy we went against, of course. In the process of just pretty much just trying to build that program from the ground up. In the process of going to hire a new coach, he got like a $50 million donation from former players to athletics. He's doing a really good job of being a general manager at Stanford, man. You saw him on the sideline. He was visible. He was engaged, man. So shout out to Andrew Luck. He's doing a good job there. But the facts remain, this is the Stanford Cardinals. We went 22-50 in the last since 2019. One of the worst teams in the ACC. Haven't won more than 3 games since 2020, like I stated. Oh, also make sure you guys, if you got any questions you want specifically, because I'm pretty sure you guys got a lot of shit to say as the comments are jumping already. So if you got anything you guys want to ask specifically, you guys know once I'm kind of getting into my spiel, I don't really dabble too much in the comments. But again, if you want something that to be answered off rip, go ahead and hit that super chat. You can super chat us, and we will definitely get your question answered, and it'll be one of the shown on the big screen and that type of deal. So go ahead and hit that super chat if you guys got any specific questions that you guys want answered. And of course, we're going to have the call in portion. So we're going to have that link in the comments. And we'll throw it back in once we actually get to that part of the show. I want to get lost in the shuffle with the comments. But yeah, we will have the call in portion as well. All right, let's jump into the offense first, and then we'll talk about the defense a little bit. Offense, we only scored 13 points. 13 points. And it's crazy how we only scored 13 points with 444 yards against Stanford with 0 turnovers. Like, I don't understand how that equates 13 points, but we managed to get 13 damn points nonetheless. The first play of the game was a delayed game penalty. For the love of me, I don't know how. One of you guys one of y'all have to explain to me how you get a delay of game penalty on the first play of the game. But yeah, that play was pretty much an indication of how the game would go for FSU. Like I said, first play of the game, we had a delay of game penalty. First and 15 were behind the sticks, and of course we went 3 and out and punted the football. Like I said, even though the yards were good, the play calling to me was questionable at best with Gus. We ran directly in the middle way too much. Didn't test the edges at all. And whoever the announcer was, he was pretty much saying the same thing. Like Stanford was pretty stout up the middle. We did not really put them in situations to test their athleticism and test how they could set the edge in that regard. We put Tommy Castellano in the offense in too many obvious passing downs, putting him specifically at a disadvantage because clearly we know he's hurt. The ankle hasn't been the same since the Kent State game, which is another coaching malpractice in my opinion because he shouldn't have been in the game at that point in time, that late in the game. I told you guys preseason, like for FSU to be successful this year, we can't really afford any type of injuries. But since that Kent State game, Tommy clearly hasn't been the same. Aggravated again against Pitt, and again it showed against Stanford. He didn't have the same bounce that we saw, that we typically see from Tommy T. And also he has his, and putting him in those downs puts him at a disadvantage. He is who he is. Clearly, Tommy Castellano cannot see the middle of the field because be quite frank, he just isn't tall enough to see the middle of the field. But you have people wide open on crosses pretty much all day. And it was at one point in time during the game, FSU had 4 3-and-outs within the first 8 possessions. 4 3-and-outs within the first 8 possessions. Crazy to me. I don't know how you could get 4 3-and-outs within the first 8 possessions against a team like Stanford. Again, the play calling wasn't good in my opinion. Even though the yards reflect, if you guys watch the game, the yards don't show the true story. And just to kind of piggyback on the play calling, like this is one that really I guess that broke the camel's back for me. It was 3rd and 2. It was on that game tying drive with 5 minutes left. We're in the red zone and it's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. What do we do? Well, what you should do rather than 3rd and 2 situations, a 3rd and 2 situation where you need a touchdown and we're in 5 minutes left. It's 2 down territory. You're going for it on 4th down. What we should have did was run the damn ball twice to get 2 yards. Don't get cute, man. Sticking it is something I've been saying a lot with Gus Malzahn offense. We get too cute at certain times. That's a point in time where it's crazy because you've been running the ball up the middle the entire damn game, but the time when you actually need to run the ball up the middle, you go away from it and you pass on 3rd and 2 instead of running the ball. And even the commentator said the same thing, like you should have ran the ball on third down. If you don't get it on 3rd, you run it again on 4th down. That's a safe bet to continue to drive and try to win the game. No, we get cute and throw the ball on 3rd down. And even though the play was actually open and the ball wasn't a bad throw by TC, Randy Pittman just got one hand up instead of 2 hands in regards to trying to catch the ball. But again, it wasn't a bad play call, but you don't put yourself in that position because it's incomplete, and now you're in obvious kind of passing down situation at 4th and 2. You don't gain anything on 3rd, and of course we elected to run the ball with Thomas Castellano. He ended up falling short of the 1st down, which I think that spot was kind of spotty to say the least. And of course we know the officials were terrible because I really believe that Gavin Sawchuk on that last play of the game, he absolutely got in for a touchdown. Like, there's no question in my mind he got in for a touchdown. The officials should have called that a touchdown originally and then, go from there. And it's crazy. He didn't call it a touchdown. He spotted the ball like on the 2-yard line. It was a terrible spot to begin with, but that definitely should have been called a touchdown. And those camera angles weren't the best, but it was one camera angle where like half his torso was over the line. Like it was a clear touchdown. And also, has nothing to do with the play itself, but just, I guess, me ranting a little bit. It's no way in hell that the ACC should have the same replays that the TV broadcasts have. We shouldn't have the same camera shots that the TV broadcasts have. They should have a different set of cameras just to get for those for that type of specific moment, right, to get better shots in regards to the goal line or wherever the ball may be, to get a better, a more accurate assessment of where the ball was spotted, whether it's a touchdown or not, depending on the situation. But yeah, that play was clearly a touchdown in my opinion. But again, though, who really gives a fuck if we're being completely honest? Because the game should have never came down to that shit in the first damn place. And of course, Tommy Castellano ended up getting hurt on a cheap shot. Ended up sliding at the Stanford guy. Kind of took him out, got a targeting call. I'm pretty sure he was concussed after that situation. But I really wasn't a fan of how our team handled that. There's no way in hell. I think he was number 32. There's no way in hell number 32 should have got his ass whooped in that field. Just being frank. Only person that, well, a few people stepped. Richie Leonard stepped. Luane McCoy stepped. But even with them stepping, quote unquote, so to speak, it was just talking shit in dude's face. Like, nah. After that, he deserved his ass whooped. I take whatever lumps we take in regards to the backlash, but you got to stand for something. That's a principle to certain things, man. Quarterbacks are off limits. My quarterback is off limits. If I can't hit this motherfucker in practice, or he can't get hit in practice, I'm damn sure not about to let another motherfucker hit him or take cheap shots in regards to hitting him. And that was a cheap shot. And Tommy, he lays everything out on the field. Everything. That's one thing you can never question about him is his fight, his will, whatever you call it. He lays everything out on the field. Gives FSU his all, gives the team his all. So for a player like that, you want to take his back, will have his back, and be there for him in that situation. 32 should have been the ball in that field. 32 should have got his ass mollywop. He should have got dragged from the end zone to the other end zone. Like it should have been, it should have been some damn repercussions for what happened. But again, that goes back to the makeup of this team. All that shit starts from the top down. So it starts with Mike Norvell. The makeup of this team, there's no nastiness. It's soft. There's no, we don't have no grit, no edge. But yeah, I agree that I think that should have been nah, that dude should have got his ass whooped. 100%. And I don't give a fuck about offsetting penalties and all that type of shit. I get it. I guess I get it from a player standpoint, especially in that late of the game in crunch time. Coaches are going to preach all that type of deal about being smart, don't get the penalty that could, hurt the team in the long run. But some of that shit kind of goes out of the window in certain situations. And I feel like that was a certain situation in which that should have went out of the window. All right, moving on to the defense really quickly. The defense is the defense, right? We know who they are. They are who they. We know who they are as far as what they've been showing us these last few games. Still bad football. What had me upset the most about the defense was that 13 played 94-yard drive that we gave up a touchdown on. They took 7 minutes off the clock. 13 plays, 94-yard drive. Same shit that kind of happened against Virginia. Like, bro, have some pride. Have some pride. And we're talking about that drive was orchestrated by a true freshman quarterback, a backup running back, a guard that was out the game, that a backup guard, and they went 94 yards and drove it down and throws no problems, 13 plays for a touchdown. When FSU punted that ball, I said, okay, cool. We're going to pin them deep because FSU at that point in time, I think we started our drive on a 3-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. End up getting down to like a 50 or 45 or something like that. I think had a penalty or something that happened with the punt, but I was okay with that punt at that point in time because we kind of flipped the field on Stanford, got backed up out of our own end zone. Now we got a chance to pin them deep. So the field was flipped, right? We put them on the 6-yard line, man. They go 94 fucking yards and score a touchdown. Like, bro, like some stuff shouldn't happen, and those long drives should not happen at Florida State. And shout out to their backup running back. He ended up going for 28 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown against FSU. And it's crazy because I think his name was Taft or something along those lines. But the kid is actually from Florida, from Fort Walton, right down the road. So it's crazy how that played out. I'm pretty sure he was licking his chops, but he got his opportunity. He had over 100 yards against Florida State. And of course, the first touchdown shouldn't never been a touchdown. We end up going from 0 points to 7 points on that drive. Edwin Joseph is 4th and 4, goes back to discipline, right? It's 4th and 4. He jumps off sides to give Stanford the first down, and the kicker missed the fucking field goal any damn way. Like, if we would have stayed on sides, he would have missed the field goal. A few plays later, Edwin Joseph also gives up the touchdown on that same drive, right? Warchant reported Edwin Joseph. I didn't see it myself watching the game, but Warchant reported once Edwin Joseph came off the field, Norvell had some words for him. Edwin Joseph pretty much told his ass, "Child, please," and kept walking, and that pissed Mike off to kind of chase him down, and both of those guys were netted on the sideline. What does that tell you? I get to that in a second in regards to that whole spiel, but that was very unfortunate and very telling as well. But yeah, we ended up getting 20 damn points to Stanford, which I'm not really pissed off at. It's just the little stuff, man. Jumping off sides like that to go from 0 to 7 points, right? Um, Even Stanford's first, I guess the first few points rather, we kind of defense did their job. I guess the bend would don't break, but we gave it too much yards for them to get down though. But we stood tough in regards to holding the 3. But what really pissed me off, like I said, was just that 13 play, 94-yard drive, and then jumping off sides on that 4th and 4. Those are the two issues I had with the defense, rather. And we just get creative as hell in regards to losing games. It's been very creative throughout the season as far as 3 losses, and we continue to add to that creativity. Clearly, we're just a bunch of creative. When you have a bunch of creative ways to lose, you're just losers, right? Like, you're going to lose the game, you're going to clearly find a way to lose a game, or you're going to look for a way to lose the game. We had 444 total yards against Stanford. Stanford had 293 total yards. We had no turnovers. They had 1. We scored 13 points and ended up losing the game. Like, we outgained Stanford by over 150 yards and lose the game. Like I said, we get very creative in regards to how we can lose these games. All right, guys. Again, let's go ahead and take not a break, but hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. We got over 100 folks in here, 120 or so. I need every one of you guys to hit that like button. If we go back to this live and it's not 120 likes, we got a few haters in this live. So, man, show love, hit that like button, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now it's time to jump into the real, man. Fuck all that shit as far as defense, offense, defense, how the game went. Y'all saw exactly how the game went. Exactly how the game went. And this game here told me I was really pissed off at the Pittsburgh loss, but this game I was just disappointed. But this game really opened my eyes and showed me, like, yeah, it's time. We have to move on. Clearly, the message has become stale. But just to kind of give you guys some perspective on a lot of shit, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it, but we're on a 4-game losing streak. Of course, after starting 3-0. We're 1-10 within our last 11 ACC games. We have a 9-game losing streak in the ACC. We are 0-4 in the ACC for the first time ever. 0-4 in the ACC for the first time ever. We are 1-10 in our last 11 ACC games with a 9-game losing streak in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You guys, if you guys know me from Twitter, you know I used to joke and troll Billy Napier and call Florida the punching bag of the SEC. Florida State is clearly the punching bag of the ACC. Clearly the punching bag of the ACC, and it all falls under Mike Norvell's watch. Shout out to Corey Clark. Corey's been dropping a lot of gems in regards to these quick hitters for, I guess, just history, right? So prior to 2020, FSU has had one 4-game losing streak, and that was during the 1975 season. Prior to 2020, FSU has had one 4-game losing streak, and that was during the 1975 season, prior to 2020, right? Norvell has had four-game losing streaks within the last 6 years. Mike Norvell has had four-game losing streaks within the last 6 years. Yeah. It's a lot of first times on the wrong end for Mike Norvell, right, in regards to FSU history. We saw a team in recent weeks that seems to be lost. There's no real leadership. The team is completely undisciplined. We had 13 penalties for 79 yards. We're talking about key back-breaking penalties. So we had what? The first play of the fucking game, we get a delay game. I don't know how that happens. First play of the game, we get a delay game. Just kind of highlighting some of the penalties that stood out to me. The 4th and 4 offside penalty by Edwin Joseph. We had a holding penalty when Thomas Castellano had that long run of 30 so yards, plus the targeting that was added on top of that. We should have been first and damn goal, half the distance to the goal, right? But we ended up holding completely away from the play. Like, this guy had no shot at all in regards to making a play on Thomas Castellano. But we get a holding call away from that play, right? The team is just clearly it's so undisciplined. It's crazy. Mike Norvell has completely lost his football team. Going back to the Edwin Joseph situation, Edwin Joseph brushed off the head coach. He had an argument going back and forth with the head coach. Edwin Joseph played the rest of that game. Edwin Joseph played the rest of that game. Where's the accountability? You're coaching or allowing it. Clearly, that shit is being allowed. You can have a back-breaking penalty on defense, give up the touchdown on defense within that same drive that caused the back-breaking penalty, that you caused the back-breaking penalty, rather. You brush off your head coach when he addressed you for the penalty, and then you have a back and forth spat within the head coach. But that's cool, though. Second quarter, get back out there. The next possession, get back out there. We need you. Go team. Nah, man, that shit, like, you pull that shit with Jimbo, it's not happening. You pull that shit with a Mickey Andrews, like, bro, you probably lucky to play again for the rest of your damn career. You pull that type of stuff with Mickey Andrews. Like, I don't think I've seen the FSU team so uninspired. Mike lost the entire game. Typically he brings the team up at halftime to kind of give them a pep talk going into the locker room. What happened? Do you look at that video? It's a video that was on Twitter. Literally, half the team was paying attention to him. He had to pretty much stop and try to redirect a couple guys, and then to focus up and then get into a spiel, whatever spiel that was prior to halftime. I don't think I've seen from a sideline perspective. It was no player engagement. No one on the sideline from a player standpoint was engaged. Wasn't any talking, anything like that. These are signs of a program that's being lost. Chris Hummer dropped an article on CBS Sports and stated that after the game, after the Stanford loss, a source told CBS Sports, this is a direct quote, that players were cracking jokes in the locker room about having to respawn yet again. Respawn is a common phrase for Norvell to his team as losses mount. That message has clearly become stale. Responding, the climb, that shit has clearly become stale. Clearly. You read shit like this, you read quotes like this, you think immediately heads would be rolled, right? No, that wasn't the case. Shout out to Zach Bolstein, the 247. He dropped an article earlier. I think it was saying about some players. He's spoke to a couple of players on the team, some sources on the team. And Mike, in the team meeting, Mike had a lot of players feel like the message is grown still and it's time for a change. During the team meeting, Mike stated that he's going to continue being their head coach, and it was like an awkward silence. It wasn't any clapping, yay, sigh of relief, anything. It was just like, whatever. It is what it is. The message has grown stale, man. He clearly has lost the locker room, and I'm the message to me, I guess it went stale after the 2023 season. You preach climb and do this in the third, and you do things a certain right. You get rewarded at the mountaintop, all that type of deal, and you do all those things the right way. You do everything perfect, and you don't get rewarded. What's next, coach? So I think Mike struggled to find a response. Well, I think Mike struggled internally, of course, like all of us struggled to kind of cope with that being left out of the playoffs. Then I think he struggled with the method or so in regards to trying to respond to that adversity, or trying to not necessarily respond to that adversity, respond to his message to the team and how he could kind of pivot from that and get those guys motivated moving forward. His old mantra is climb, respond, and all that type of shit. And that kind of went out the window in 23. So what do you preach now, right? So he should have reinvented himself. To me, I mean, and again, I'm not in his shoes, so I can't speak on how he should have took it. But for me personally, like that would have lit a fire up under me to go even harder, to be even better, to whoop more damn ass. A couple games in 2023, I feel like we could have been some assholes and ran the score up. So that would have been my whole mindset is, okay, I got to whoop everybody ass going forward, that type of deal. But clearly it broke him and it broke the program, and we clearly haven't recovered from that. But I guess in retrospect, and let's kind of wrap it up, man, I feel like the job is beyond bigger than bigger than what he can handle at this point in time, and it's time for a change. The messages run stale. The fan base has clearly turned on the whole situation. So I think it's crazy to kind of continue to where we are. But of course, today there's been a lot of controversy on Twitter in regards to this statement by Michael Alford, and I guess you could say supporter Mike Norvell. This is a direct quote from the AD. Florida State football benefits from unmatched, passionate support from the entire FSU family, and the commitment to our program is unwavering. We rightfully have high expectations. I repeat this again. We rightfully have high expectations in everything we do to represent Florida State in the manner that builds our reputation as one of the best college football programs, our reputation as one of the best, as one of college football's best programs, cultivating an extraordinary group of supporters nationally and globally. We embrace, I'm going to repeat this again. We embrace those expectations. We embrace those expectations. We embrace those expectations while also sharing a deep disappointment when the results on the field are short of the standard. When the results on the field are short of the standard. One more time. One of my daughter Umar shit. When the results on the field are short of the standard. As we continue to move forward this season, our comprehensive assessment of the football program will be completed at season's end. Meanwhile, we are fully committed to helping Coach Norvell and the 2025 Seminoles strongly rebound in the coming weeks. So it's a lot of contradicting statements from the AD within that statement. Pretty much stated that we have high expectations in everything we do, blah, blah, blah. We embrace those expectations as we continue. We embrace those expectations while also sharing a deep disappointment when the results on the field fall short of the standard. And then we say we're going to keep evaluating Mike Norvell and kind of look at things at the end of the season. It's kind of like a slap in the face to the fans, in my opinion, a little bit. Like an insult to your intelligence a little bit. Like, we see what the fuck is going on. Like, we see this shit is clearly a lost cause. You're going to put them back out there for Wake Forest. Good luck, man. It's going to be a lot of boos and this, that, and the third. But again, I don't really have any confidence in that at all. I think Wake Forest we could see a 2006 performance of Wake Forest. Stanford is one of the worst programs in the conference by far. And then you add to the loss we just had, knowing this team, they're going to cave in and fold even further. But I know a lot of people want the move to be made this week, including me. I mean, what are we waiting for, right? Go ahead and get rid of this guy. Go ahead and get rid of Mike Norvell and kind of get a jump start on your coaching search. And you guys know me. I I might be the biggest Mike Norvell supporter there is. There is. I remember vividly when I first said I wanted Mike Norvell. This was even before Willie Taggart was fired, but you kind of knew what was coming with Willie Taggart. I said, "This is the guy I want." I was on Twitter vouching for Norvell when motherfuckers ain't have a clue who the hell Mike Norvell was. I'm educating people about Memphis and what he's doing at Memphis and all that type of deal. Pretty much being a lobbyist for damn Mike Norvell before he was even hired. Once he was hired, I was pretty much one of a lot of those motherfuckers on Twitter in support of Mike Norvell as well. But again, though, man, the standard is the standard. Like he knows the program is the program, and no one is above the program. And clearly, this shit is done. Like if you just look at these guys, they have no fight for the coach at all. So what are we waiting for? But on the flip, and I know the words in regards to what Mike Alford stated looks crazy, right? But at the same damn time, it's to say I say they could go ahead and fire Norvell and get a jump start on the coaching search. Who's to say they aren't doing that? Or who's to say they're still trying to collect all the money together? Because let's be real, it's still a huge buyout. That could be the thing as well too. Do I think Mike Norvell will be the coach in 2026? I think that's like a 5% chance, in my opinion. I really don't believe, and that 5% is just because he hasn't been fired yet. But we'll see how it plays out. If we come out and lay a goose head against homecoming, we could hear an announcement that Sunday. Yeah, we still could hear an announcement this week and next week. I guess I should say just let it play out. Let it play out. I do understand your outrage, 100%. I get it, but just let it play out. Maybe I guess my issue with that is because it was media outlets and all this shit comes from within, right? In regards to how there could be a possible announcement pretty soon. That's my thing. We should have controlled that narrative a little better in regards to letting outside information or inside information kind of get out when things aren't completely 100% in a row. But yeah, I do think Mike Norvell is absolutely going. And to be honest with you, and I love AD Alford. You guys know I had him on the show as well too. But he has to get some flack. He has to get some accountability for this as well. You put him on the hook for this huge buyout, which I don't understand why we're giving these coaches these huge buyouts. And let's not feel sorry for Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell is getting paid $50+ million to not coach this team. Where the fuck do I sign up right now to get paid that much damn money to be not coach a team, to be so bad they say I'm just going to pay you $50 million to leave? Sign me up right now. He's going to be fairly compensated. And Mike Norvell is a young guy. He will bounce back. He'll get another job soon, likable guy, all that type of deal. All that. Cool. But yeah, AD Alford does deserve some flack in regards to being put in this situation as well, too. And I get it. You got a coach that went 20-4, was it 10? 23-4 rather the last 2 years. 23-4. Then you got Super Agent Sexton doing what Super Agent Sexton does and kind of creating narratives about him possibly taking the Alabama job due to Nick Saban retiring. You gotta move, right? I get it. But just a huge buyout like that, I'm not a fan of. All in all, though, shit, we just got to move on. But go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got what about 140 or so just hanging out in the live. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Do some little house cleaning. We got some bills to pay rather. Again, shout out to our new sponsor, the new sponsor, Dope Talk. Dope Talk is brought to you by FastPay. FastPay provides a corporate MasterCard built for business expenses. You got travel, lodge, entertainment, shipping, products, whatever it may be. They got you covered. You get 2.25% cash back in Evergreen. No annual fees, no monthly fees. FastPay. All right, let's go ahead and jump into these callers, man. Let's get it going. If you guys want to join the show, I want to get your comments off. Like I told you guys, this is a venting session too. Want to get your takes off, get it going. Let's talk a little bit. I want to hear from you guys. We got Tiny Hat on. My boy, what's good, bro?
What's good with you, CJ? What's going on?
Whew. Chilling, man. I'm feeling relieved, to be honest with you. Just going to see how this shit's going to play out.
Oh shit! I mean, listen, I'm there with you. Look, I'm glad you got a new sponsor with FastPay because they need to go ahead and hit FastPay up and get some of that shipping shit together and ship his ass on up off my program. That's what they need to do. Get his ass the hell up out of here. Oh, y'all, there ain't no annual fees. Well, good. Then we can go ahead and get that quick money, that upfront loan money, and we can go ahead and put that buyout together and get his ass out of my football only facility. That's what we need to do. All right, I don't want to hear none of this mess, man. Listen, I ain't even mad. Normally I'll be on here barking. I'll be out here barking on people. I am calm. And that's the problem right there. When you that fire hot where you just can't even yell no more. You just calm. And then I turned around and I read the statement. I saw the statement. We committed to this. You committed to ass. That's what you are. We called this the Ass Coast Conference for years, and we made that joke all the time. The SEC fans called the Ass Coast Conference. We were out here looking like ass. We ain't even the ass no more. We not even that. You know what we are? We the thong that is in the middle of the ass of the ACC right now. That's what this is. This is terrible. This is terrible. Right? It don't make no damn sense for this program to lose to Stanford. They lost to Stanford, CJ.
These guys are going pro in something other than sports.
Bruh, going pro, damn that. They asses need to be locked up for the way that they out here stealing money.
You know what I'm
And
saying? The Stanford guys are going pro in something other than
oh,
sports.
oh, 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 no, no. It made see that, and you know what? I'm glad you said that. That make perfect sense because all them kids that we lost to out there, they gonna be DAs, they gonna be defense attorneys, and they just went out there and whooped the asses of all of their future clients because they were like, you know what, y'all boys are trash. We gonna put a whooping on y'all, and if y'all try to take us to court, one of the players who didn't get out here and beat your ass is gonna defend you, and I'm gonna be in the prosecution's office that's gonna be able to get me off of these charges. That's what just happened. We lost to a whole bunch of future California congressmen. That's what we just lost to, bro. Like that don't make no damn sense. It don't make no damn sense. And then when you look at it, and it's not even the fact that we lost. No, no, it is the fact that we lost. We did lose. And then how you lose. How you lose. So one of the things you said there that I've been saying for the longest time, if you can go all the way back to the Miami game, you can go back to the Virginia game. If you know your quarterback can't see the middle of the field, which he clearly can't, that boy is as tall as Webster out there. I ain't gonna let you hold all of the water on this because you was telling generational lies about Mike, and I was out here telling generational lies about Thomas Castellanos. All right. If you know he can't see the middle of the field, as an offensive coordinator, you gotta move the pocket. You have to scheme some shit up so that he can see where his players are gonna be. You gotta play action and roll his ass the hell out. You got to tell him that he needs to actually throw the damn ball on the slants and the RPOs. You got to push him. I feel like I'm damn Bertier in the damn Remember the Titans. Push him, pull him, chip him, something. Do something. The man whole game plan. It looked like last night that his whole game plan was either fake hand the ball off and just chuck the ball as far as he can, and hopefully Danzy can run the shit down, or Deuce can jump up and catch a jump ball over three Stanford ass motherfuckers. That's what it looked like the whole game plan was. And I don't understand this. Gus, you supposed to be able to do something, change something. What the hell are y'all practicing? What the hell are y'all practicing? We didn't see no run game. You can't run the ball on Stanford. They ain't got no damn linebackers that I should be worried about. Hell, I was making fun of their linebackers because if you go back and look at them boys, they not even having a normal linebacker stance. Them dudes look like they was twerking with some of the worst form that I've ever seen. Them boys is just standing straight backed up with their hands crouched down on their knees, look like they take it like they sitting on the toilet, and they was out there stuffing your run game. Like, is this what we doing? Is this what we doing? And then they want to put out the statement, oh well, we're gonna make this decision at season's end. At season's end, the damn season was over on Saturday night. What you talking about? Saturday night, I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting, just getting my ass chewed the hell out by Shames and Shamesville fans because it was like, bro, I know you wasn't the one just roasting us on Friday. I couldn't even enjoy the Shames getting their behinds kicked. I couldn't even enjoy that. 24 hours later, and I'm sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning listening to fans of other raggedy ass programs talking reckless to me because we couldn't beat Stanford. Stanford. And then they turn it around saying stuff like, oh, well, we went out west at nighttime. At least we won the game. Yeah, y'all were struggling with Cal. And somebody said, bro, we struggled with Cal, but y'all lost to Stanford. And you know what I could do? All I could do was sit there with the Kevin Hart, I eat ass face. That's all I could do. I just sat there like, come on, bro. Like, what is this? What is this? I'm done with all of this, bro. And then you got all of the reports the players mocking him, and the silence when he told them that he gonna be their coach, and then the player coming out saying that the team, he lost the team and this, that, and the third. Hey, bro, you got to go ahead and go somewhere. You got to go ahead and go somewhere. I told y'all that Doc Rivers ass voice ain't gonna hold up, and sure enough, that you can't galvanize a team of players when you sound like Oscar the Grouch. Like I can't have that. Get that man a throat lozenge, and give him some concealer to cover up that black eye, and send that motherfucker on his way. All right, fast pay, bro. Let me just go ahead and send me the link. I'll pay $47 to send some boxes up there to get him up out that office. I'll pay it myself. I'll pay that. I would have paid the listen. I would have paid the 55 million for the buyout, but the wife just hit me for my last 60 million to go and fix my kitchen. So I can't do nothing about that. I had it. I ain't got it no more. If they'd have hit me up a few weeks back, I would have had it for them. But I just spent my last 60 million. I can't do this no more, bro. I can't do this no more. He gotta go. He gotta go. And my problem with Florida State, and I'm looking at the admin now. Now I'm already past Mike. The players, y'all boys said this, whatever is deuces to that. Mike, you gotta go, bro. I'm looking at Florida State. All right. So you see that. You lose to Virginia the way you lose to Virginia. You lose to Miami, you lose to Pittsburgh, and then you turn around and lose to Stanford. All right. If I'm Florida State and I'm the big dogs at Florida State, the very first thing that I'm doing, they should have already been on the phone with another coach so that they can go ahead and rip this band-aid off. I don't give a damn what it costs. Y'all got to do this, because if y'all worried about getting your money back, we already saw at the Bama game. We packed the stadium. We already saw at the Bama game. All of the economy around that area in Tallahassee booms when Florida State on point. So you gonna get the return on your investment. So why not just go ahead and bite the bullet real quick, get them up out of here? And if they would have followed, I said this on the timeline. If this is a serious program, if you a serious program about big boy football, and you say you want to be, you committed to excellence, right? That's what they said. The standard is the standard. Okay. Well, me growing up, the standard for Florida State, the floor of Florida State was 8-4. So that means the standard is natty. That's what
Bro,
that says to me.
bro, we call motherfuckers going 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, 10-3. We call that shit the lost fucking decade.
Lost fucking decade. We got Bobby out of here on a 8-win season and a 7-win season at the end of his career.
Come on.
We got Bobby out of here for not being able to hit 10 wins towards the end of his career. That's what we did. And now we sit here talk about the standard is the standard. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get back to the standard where the floor should be 8 wins at Florida State in this conference, right? So I said, if we serious about football, they should have pulled a Willie Taggart. Sunday at 12 o'clock, Mike Norvell should have been fired. They should have had that announcement, got that out there. That way, when the NFL game's going on, we got, Florida State just fired their coach. So we can go ahead and get that on up out of here. We can steal all the thunder from Florida because they ain't fired they dude until what, 2 o'clock? We should have been out there at 11:30, 12 o'clock. Hey, Mike Norvell fired. Then they should have had a press conference today, first thing in the morning, where Florida State is announcing James Franklin as the new head coach. That way he can go and do the back channeling to put his staff together. That way he can go in there and talk to the players. That way he can start hitting the recruiting trail to salvage what he can salvage of this 26 class, and then see what he can evaluate on the team for this last 6 games. They should have had go ahead and name Odell as the interim head coach. Tell him that he need to get some of these young players out there on the field. That way our new head coach that's going to take this over can take a look at the program and see what pieces he want to keep and what he going to need when he hit the trail and hit the portal. All right, because we know, even though the man just got fired at Penn State, we know the man is going to routinely win you 8, 9, 10 games easy. Easy. Yeah, he may lose a big game to a generational Ohio State or a Harbaugh Michigan team or an Oregon team that's clicking on all cylinders, but he at Penn State though. You come down here and we know he can recruit his ass off. And not only can he recruit his ass off, he can put players in the league. So if you telling me that you a recruit out here, you got a guy who can show you the track record. I can recruit you. I can develop you. I can get you to the league. And I was doing that at Penn State. Now I can tell you that I'm doing that in the state of Florida. If we big boy program, that should have been the move right there. That should have been the move right. It's right there in front of you. We gave the players right there. If I can see this sitting, my former D tackled ass sitting on my bed at my house right now, then how the hell you can't see this sitting in front offices? If you a big time booster, hey, here go the bread right here. Y'all need to get him up out of here, and we need to get this done now. That man is down there on the coast or on the west coast of Florida right now, enjoying sunsets. He ready to get back out here. I just saw him on game day on Saturday telling me that he hungry and he finna light some shit up when he get back on the field. I need that type of fire in my program right now. Let's get him in here to build this back to where it need to be. You know, trusted Mike Norvell for 6 years. You trusted Willie Taggart for 1 in 3 games or whatever it was. And you sitting here telling me that you can't pull the trigger on this when it's right there in front of you? And this is before we get to the fact that not only are you delaying the inevitable, but then you're going to turn around and you're going to have to hire a new coach at the end of the year, which means he going to lose time in recruiting, which means all of the recruits that you got committed to you right now can be negatively recruited by the ones who actually do recruit, like a Miami, like an Ohio State, like a Georgia, like a Bama, like a Oregon. So anything that we got in the cupboard right now is already up for grabs. You know that big titty motherfucker down there in Coral Gables is already on the phone with our recruits. You know this. He had as soon as he saw the clock strike 000, he was rubbing Diddy oil on his nipples because he was so happy that he could go in there and try to take some of our recruits. You knew that. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that you committed to the standard. This man just lost to Stanford. To Stanford. Talking about you committed to the stand. The standard is the standard. Man, if you don't get out of here with this nonsense, you gotta go. He gotta go. And the fact that they ain't pulled the trigger on this tells me that they're not serious about getting this turned around quickly. It also tells me that you punting on the 2026 season. So you already telling us that you're gonna win 5 or 6 games next year, and we should be okay with that because we're gonna have a new coach and he gonna need to get his players, his scheme. He gonna have to do it his way. So we just trying to weather this. So that means I already got to sit through what 4 more games, 5 more games of this thonged ass that we got out here, this Mariah Mills ass. We should just start calling Zion Williamson right now and see if we can get him to give us some work. That's what we doing. That's what this is out here. This is bad BBL ass out here is what we got right now. All right. We thought Florida State was a bad, thick IG model. That's what we thought when we went out there and put the pause on Bama. It turns out we got her back to the house and she took that waist trainer off and she a regular old trash bag that's hanging out in front of Sunrise Liquors. She took that police uniform off, and now we see what her real body looked like. We know woke up next to her the next morning. She ain't got no wig on. She ain't got no lashes. She look like a whole frog out here. That's what we just did right now. And you telling me you committed to the standard. Now we got to go through a whole she's all that makeover for the rest of this season and for 2026 before we start getting back to where we need to be. Nigga, we not Freddie Prinze Jr. We are not cute enough to pull this off. That's not who we are. All right. I need this motherfucker to get out of my program. I need the front office to get off their ass and get this done. And I need my program back to where it need to be. That's what I need right now. All right. Because Florida State is getting on my damn nerves. They are getting on my damn nerves. And it don't make no sense for us to be as dedicated as we are. All right. I see you putting together the tailgate. Shout out to Lot 19 up there. Y'all boys putting the tailgates on. You see all of the people out there going to support this program left and right. We packed the stadium for a Kent State game. For a Kent State game.
East
Only for us,
Texas A&M.
East Texas is school for the deaf, dumb, and blind. We packing the stadium for that. And then you're going to turn around and tell me that a few weeks later that we can't beat Stanford? The standard is the standard, and we got 2 weeks to sit here and stew in this shit before Wake Forest come down here and push our shit in. Is this really, really? And then we got to go play Clemson at Clemson after that, and you know Dabo finna try to run it up on us. So the only winnable game that I got left on my schedule right now is Virginia Tech. And what, we gonna have 17 people at the game? It's gonna be nothing but concession stand workers and the janitors in them stands when Virginia Tech come down here. And then we got to go to Florida, where they gonna try to thump our ass just so that they can give us more garbage. Oh, y'all went 2-10 last year. Well, y'all finna go 3-9 right now. That's what they finna do. But the standard is the standard, though. The standard is the standard. I'll tell you this right now. Anybody else say the standard is the standard to me, I'm gonna give you a standard ass whooping. That's what you're gonna catch. You're gonna catch a standard 1-2, a jab and a cross, right then and there across your face. I bet not ever hear nobody say that nonsense to me. Climb. You know what? I'm gonna climb up in your ass if I ever see you out here in these streets. That's what I'm gonna do. Because this don't make no sense. 0 sense for Florida State to be down like this after all we done put into this program. I don't want to hear none of this. You ain't committed to nothing. They committed to just pure mediocrity at best. And you can't even say mediocrity because mediocrity gets you to a damn bowl game. We can't even go to a bowl game right now. But you're going to go open a state-of-the-art football facility. with a big ass picture of him hanging on the wall. Man, if you don't get that off my wall, you better get that off my wall and get out of here. They bet not unpack his office. Every single box that got stuff in his that's supposed to go in his office, it better be sitting outside. You might as well call us Ashanti the way it need to rain on me on the top of all of that nonsense out there. Get his ass out of my program. Don't even let him have the key card to the. He need to be like that Jets player that tried to go in the facility and his key card ain't work. Get him out of here. Get his ass out of here. And all of the players who out here acting the ass too, y'all ain't doing nothing but making it harder on yourselves. Because guess what? You think you're gonna hit the portal? All they're gonna do is go pull up your game field. You can't cover nobody in space. You can't hit a gap properly. You're out here fighting with the coach on the sideline. You're being disrespectful out here. And you think somebody finna cough up big bread to go get your immature ass, cough up big bread to get your immature ass on their team? This is where the professionalism come in. This is where the pride come in. This is where okay, if they don't want to do right by us, then I'ma do right by me. I'm gonna do right by me. I'm gonna put out good film. I'm gonna go out here and give effort. I'm gonna go out here and show the next team that potentially is picking over this carcass that is 2025 Florida State. See if I can go land somewhere else. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Man, this is pure and utter garbage. Pure and utter garbage. They got Shames fans tagging me in spaces. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Tiny Head up here so we can call him to the altar. Yeah, I went to the altar, and you know what I did? I flipped over your damn table like Jesus did when he was talking to them priests stealing all the money. You thought I was going to go up there and take communion? You outside your damn mind. Flip all that over. Go get your grape juice and go get your little crackers, your Cheez-Its, and get the hell out my face. All right? All right, that's what he said. Jesus said, come as you are. Well, guess what? I'm coming in there with a dicky fit on, a poo shiesty, and one of them little skull caps that got the brim on the front like this is 2003. And I'm ready to put the paws on anybody with my black Air Forces on. Ready to put the paws on anybody I think I'm finna lay down for this nonsense. FSU coaches, staff, and players included. You making my logo look bad. Well, guess what? You're going to have to deal with me. The Tiny Hat CEO has spoken out here. Tiny Hat gang, we out. Go Noles.
Man, shout out to my guy KP, man. Tiny Hat Game, man. Always a pleasure, man. All right, we got some super chats to get to. Let's go ahead and throw it on the screen. Play my theme music.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you real quick. Let me cover some super chats. Shout out to is that Matt? Shout out to Matt for the super chat. Shout out to Matt Larson, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Matt for the super chat as well. He is funny as hell. You're right, man. Tiny Hat Gang is hilarious, man. That's my guy. I should have had him go ahead and put his I think Tiny Hat has a YouTube situation going on with Jen as well too. Should have had him paying his information on it. All right, we got Kevin Edwards. Appreciate the love. This is a tribute to the caller. Best take I have ever heard. More of this cat. Yeah, man. Tiny Hat CEO is definitely a fan favorite of Dope Talk. All right, we got a next call on, but go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button, folks, if you're just joining the show. And welcome to Dope Talk if you haven't subscribed. All right, let's get to the next caller.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
What's up, bud? So let me start by saying, big fan of you on Twitter.
Appreciate the
I
love.
just started following you recently. So this is gonna make sense here in a minute. I am from Memphis, grew up here, Germantown, whatever. Family is really close to Mike Norvell since he started coaching. I texted somebody that I know that is close to Mike Norvell today, and I'll send you proof of everything on Twitter. As of right now, he is fully aware. By the end of the season, he is gone. It's a done deal. He's just making do with what he has right now. It is almost 100%. He knows that by the end of the season, he's canned. The fan reception, he is fully aware that it's awful. Boosters, he's aware they want him gone, but it literally is stemming from the top. Alford, I'm a big fan of him. He's turned around our soccer, softball, all that other stuff, baseball. He's made really good hires, basketball, baseball. But as for football, that is where the decision to fire Norvell stems right now. I will say, most of it is just we can't get the fucking money together. I mean, we thought he was going to take the fucking Bama job, which I wish he would have now. And we guaranteed him what was it, 70, $80 million, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And now he's just, we're gonna have to fire him. We're don't even get me started on Tony White, sorry ass. Letting Pitt score 35 on us, making us look fucking stupid at home. Stanford put up 20. They're going head to head with this shit's ridiculous, man. I thought 2-10 was bad, and then I honestly, I might be the only one of the only fans that says this. I think we were better with Willie Taggart. Like, at least we had a culture. We don't have a culture with Mike Norvell. Our culture with Norvell is we suck. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, Edwin Joseph, I don't blame him for what he did the other day. I really do not care. Like, he said shit to Norvell. It's because Norvell is not a leader by any means. He couldn't lead us out of 2-10. Jordan Travis alone, shout out to him. Without him, we went 5-7 the year before, went 3-6 the other year. Norvell is not a leader. We have seen it time and time again. He cannot lead us to anything. It is honestly a miracle that we beat Alabama. I mean, it's just we do not look good. We don't look good on offense. Don't know why we keep playing Castellanos after the Kent State game. I mean, we can't. Our O-line, he has no time to throw when he does. It's just our defense is abysmal. That's not anybody's fault. Earl Little looks great. Rawls, before he got injured, looked really good. Our special teams is awful. Jake Weinberg missing, okay, well, we'll admit 57-yard field goal. But we look like shit. And I'm not going to watch the Wake Forest game because I cannot watch this team get trotted out by a fucking moron anymore. I cannot fucking do it. I mean, we are the most laughable team in all of the NCAA. We look like just shit. And that's basically it. I needed something to rant about. My girlfriend's tired of hearing about Florida State sports.
Hey, no, trust me, I get it, man. This is what this space is for, 100%. And this is what the platform is for. We definitely appreciate it. Now, I mean, you got every right to feel how you feel, bro, 100%. So I'm with you. I'm with you there.
But I mean, that's basically it. I'm not going to take too long. I just have to say, Norvell's got to go. I'll go into generational debt if it means getting his ass out.
Hey, man, I'm with you 100%, man. Don't go into generational debt. But if you can help out, definitely help out, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. And I also
yes, sir.
The shout out as far as Twitter, man. Much love. All right, we got Panama Jack. Are you ready? Let's go. Unmute yourself, Panama Jack, and we can get going. Yeah. All right, cool. But yeah, guys, we'll get Panama Jack on whenever he get on. But yeah, this is where we at though, as far as Florida State football. I know it's been a lot of talk about some guys I would possibly hire and things that I really haven't gave it a lot of thought, not a lot, but a few names that do pop up to me. Of course, the obvious one is James Franklin. James was just fired from Penn State University. James, and with Penn State, they got to pay him a major buyout, right? So with that being said, FSU could get James Franklin for pretty cheap due to Penn State fronting the majority of the bill of that buyout. And Franklin is a program builder, built Vanderbilt from as far as a program, built Penn State to being back to one of the national respected programs. Never got over the hump at Penn State. Last year was, I guess, as close as he was a game, just one game before the national championship, and they're losing a close one. But yeah, I like James Franklin. He does a really good job. I know somebody posted on Twitter I guess the 247 recruiting rankings in comparison to him and Mike Norvell. Well, first off, I want to give a few takes on that. The recruiting rankings, as we know, a lot of them shits are kind of flawed, right? Because a lot of the people that be within those rankings on those classes, they turn out to be busted, but they still count towards the ranking. So a lot of that stuff is flawed. James Franklin hit rate is fucking crazy. It's crazy. So within sorry, trying to pull some up so I give you guys just a breakdown in regards to, how crazy his hit rate is. So within those recruiting rankings, recruiting, I guess, prowess, so to speak, he's had Abdul Carter drafted, went number 3 this past year to the New York Giants. Edge rusher Tyler Warren, first round draft picks. So 2 first round draft picks within the top 15 last year. Um, Saquon Barkley, first round draft pick. Joey Porter Jr., cornerback, went second round, Pittsburgh Steelers. He's starting. He's starting. Michael Parson, he's starting. So starting, he's a baller. Defensive end that the Baltimore Ravens selected, Adisa Isaac, he went third round. I mean, just list goes on and on. We had an offensive lineman in 2024. They had 2 first round draft picks. Offensive lineman, I can't pronounce his name. Went 11 to the New York Jets, and the Miami Dolphins took Chop Robinson, another defensive end at 21. So we're talking about trenches and that type of shit. And what are our main issues? A lot of our main issues on defense is defensive line play, and that's something that Penn State has valued heavily under him. Just defense in general, man. The hit rate is crazy as far as these guys he's putting in the league that's been drafted. Development, he's going to develop. And also, we're talking about Penn State versus Florida State in regards to recruiting. There's no there's no comparison at all. Penn State versus Florida State as far as recruiting. He's in Pennsylvania. You're in the state of Florida, like that's like you're in a state like Florida that you can get guys in. And Franklin has done a good job of recruiting guys in the state of Florida. I think we have Panama Jack on. Panama, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, CJ?
Yes, sir. I hear you. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Oh, doing pretty good. You doing all right?
Yes, sir, man. I can't complain, man. Doing pretty good on this Friday evening. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, man, Mike Norvell got to go, man. I'm tired, man. I know all the fans feel the same way. It's the same old thing, man. Every week, man. That guy, he's not it, CJ. I mean, starting the game, man, with a delay of game.
Crazy.
That's on the coach. That ain't got nothing to do with the players. A delay of game.
Hmm.
All the coach got to do is be watching the clock. He the head coach, man. You know, you got Gus over there as the offense coordinator. All Mike got to do is watch the damn clock, man. Call the timeout. You get a delay of game, then you get another. What was that? Now you get another delay of game on the missed field goal attempt.
Hmm.
Come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing as a head coach, man? You got to call the timeout, man. Man, I don't understand it, man. It's little things like that, and then I see these guys like we talk about Edwin Joseph jumping outside. That's a culture thing. That's a discipline thing, man. That starts from the head coach, man. You got to start. You got to teach these kids, man, from the head coach on down. You got to tell them, look, situations like this, you cannot jump off sides. Same with Daniel Lyons. You cannot jump off sides in a situation like that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's clear.
I
That was
mean,
another one I missed too. Daniel Lyons. It's clear as hell
yeah,
what they were
yeah,
trying to do. They was trying to do exactly what they did. Do a
right,
hard count and have us jumping. What we do?
right,
Exactly what we
right.
do. A hard count and we jump. No discipline.
You knew that was coming.
Hmm.
Coaches knew it. Players on the sideline knew it. I mean, that's a culture thing, CJ. With me, that started with the head coach, man. He gotta get on these kids. He should have been on Daniel Lyons. He should have been on Edwin Joseph. I understand that Edwin Joseph kind of brushed him off, but he still got to stand his ground, man. He the head coach, man.
Yeah.
These kids don't respect him, man. Then I was what was that Pittsburgh game? Uh, we was kind of still in it there at the end when Who was that? Daryl Jackson jumped offside. Wasn't that the Pittsburgh game?
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Pitt.
yeah, he jumped offside, CJ. I mean, we had a little hope there at the end. What did he do? He jumped offside. That's on the coach, man. That's Mike Norvell problem, man. He ain't got no kind of set forth discipline. He ain't trying to discipline these kids, man. I don't like it. We undisciplined out there, man. It almost started to look like some of the Willie Taggart days. I don't mean to bring up Willie name, but some of that undisciplined play, man. We reverting right back to it. You know,
No, I agree 100%, man.
but that's
Go
I,
ahead.
I just don't. Man, I'm just tired, man. I just wanted to get on here and vent a little bit, man. It just don't make no sense, for Florida State to be in the situation we in right now. And then Alfred, man, what are they doing? What are they doing, CJ? I mean, that dude went 2-10 last year, man. And then you give him all the resources he could ever want. He got two coordinators in here, defense coordinator, offense coordinator. You coming off a 2-10 season. I mean, and we lose to Stanford, and you still got the guy hired on. Come on, man. Y'all ain't, man. FSU ain't they ain't trying to go ahead and cut the axe on him either. I don't feel like they're gonna do it, man. I feel like they're trying to give Mike Norvell all the chances he can get.
I mean, I feel. I mean, I can't
But I
blame you for feeling that way.
appreciate. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, when are you gonna make a change? That was the change to me. Losing to Stanford. That's it. You coming off a 2-10 season, and then you're gonna go down further and lose to Stanford with a backup quarterback. We already lost to a freshman quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This team finds
Against
creative
Pitt.
ways to lose. They find creative ways to lose every week. So you lose to a true freshman one week, and the next week you lose to a backup quarterback, a backup receiver,
Right.
backup running back, backup offensive lineman.
Backup running back, backup offensive guard.
They had two cornerbacks
Come
out,
on, man.
two starting corners
What
out.
what are we doing here? And I'm tired of hearing FSU fans, talk about Kevin Spear as if they don't want to hear it. Hell, Pitt started a freshman quarterback, and look what he did, and look what he's doing. Why can't FSU develop a freshman quarterback? What's the problem? That's what I don't understand. Everybody talk, oh no, you should. We don't. Last thing I want to hear is about Kevin Spear. Well, hell, you got to get a guy a chance at some point. And that's been the problem to me with Mike Norvell. He haven't taken time out to develop nobody. Nobody. Now, even if he wanted to go to the high school ranks and recruit like he need to, still it's too late, man. You can't go in and try to do it now. You've been using that porter so much to where that porter burnt your ass. You see what I'm saying? It ain't it ain't time to be going to the high school ranks now. It's too late. You ain't won enough games to be trying to start all over. No, 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 no. It's time to go. Time to go, man. But I want to see Kevin Spear out there against Wake.
I don't know, man. You may
I
get your wish.
mean,
'Cause I do think Thomas
I
Seferian
got
could.
faith in the young man that these coaches would develop him.
Yeah, I think you may get your chance because, like I stated,
Yeah, I mean, nothing against Tommy, man. Nothing against Tommy, CJ. Nothing against Tommy, CJ. Like, at this, I want to see development, man. I want to start seeing some development. I'm tired of this. Going in the portal, getting these players, and they not producing. You had that one season, man. That ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna. What are your chances of hitting like that every year? slim to none. It's time to develop these players, man. And that take time. But like I say, he ain't got time. He done wasted all his time. You know, he in year 6, man. It's over.
Yep, year 6.
But I'll let you get to some more calling in, man. I want to see Kevin Spirit, though, man. I don't know if you paid attention in that fourth quarter. Uh, Kevin Spirit, he went to the check down. See, that was T, uh, TC. He didn't even go to the check down, to the running back. You saw that? That
Yep,
one play where Kevin Spirit went to the check down?
yep. And that's one thing I've been talking about as far as Thomas, like a running back's been there
You
all.
heard me, CJ?
Yes, sir. I definitely hear you. I think your connection is a little low. You hear me?
Right. Yeah, but I appreciate it, CJ.
I appreciate you, Panama Jack.
All right.
But yeah, like Panama State, man, the check down has been pretty much open all season. For sure, the running backs have been open, but that kind of goes back to what I said about Tommy. He just can't see the middle of the field. Just not tall enough. All right, guys, go ahead and like I said, hit that like button, man. If you could hit that like button, show a little bit of love. We got about 140 still in here. It should be 140 likes. So go ahead and hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds out of your time, and subscribe to the Dope Talk community if you haven't already. Anybody else want to go ahead and join? As far as for a caller, we got the link in the comments. If not, we will close it up pretty soon. But go ahead and hit that link in the comments if you guys do want to join the show. And also, we still do have super chats available. If you guys got a specific question or anything you want to get off as far as a take, go ahead and hit that super chat, and we will get it going. And also, just kind of observation, when I was talking about the defense, I missed this one. And I know it's kind of like a broken record, but we kind of seen this every game. But James Williams is just out there. I tell you, he's just out there. He is just out there. He takes himself out of the play a lot. He takes himself out of the play by going too wide in regards to trying to run the loop around the tackle to get to the edge, but he's not creating anything, but just creating a bigger gap between him and the quarterback, and throwing his and kind of rushing himself out the well, not necessarily rushing himself out the way, but um, putting himself out of the play due to going so far out of the rush lane. Play my theme music.
You're fired.
Yeah, he shot to Mike Jones, man. Appreciate the love. Norvell is far worse than Taggart. Norvell built this. I mean, I agree. Shit, what Taggart had, even though I do think Willie had more talent initially, but he won 5 games. I mean, shit, won 5 games, was on the way to a bowl game the second year before he got canned. Like, yeah, Willie was definitely better, man. This shit is the pits. I agree. Oh yeah, and also, man, there was a few good point. I'm looking at the comments as well. There's a few bullshit penalties as far as roughing the damn passer. Williams, that say the personal foul was the first time Williams hit the quarterback all year. That's funny, but I don't think that was a roughing the passer. And then on the flip end, um, I think we got hit with another roughing the passer. Yeah, we got hit. It was like third down or something along those lines, and the refs threw the flag out late, and they extended the damn drive. It wasn't a roughing the passer at all. It was just a regular hit on the quarterback. He said he went too hard on him or some shit, and that was crazy. That I forgot who hit the quarterback. If you guys remind me in the comments on that first roughing the passer that extended that drive, but that was not a roughing the passer at all. I do think the refs were definitely against us in that Stanford game, but it's fucking Stanford. Who cares? And I think those DBs were damn, yeah, somebody pointed to those DBs were mugging our receivers all damn day. There was a lot of pass interferences and face guarding that wasn't called. But again, if you guys want to hit that, join the call in. The link is right there. Let's go ahead and get it going. Before we wrap up the show, do want to give one more shout out to our sponsor, our new title sponsor, Dope Talk. Fast Pay is taking care of the bills right now, so shout out to Fast Pay. Fast Pay provides a corporate MasterCard built for your expenses on the business side of things. For travel, lodging, whatever you want, they take care of it. No annual or monthly fees, 2.25% cashback and Evergreen. Tap in with FastPay. All right, guys, we won't have anyone else that want to call in. We'll go ahead and probably wrap this show up. But in hindsight, I do think this Stanford game, it really opened my eyes up that change is definitely necessary. I feel like the locker room has been lost. The message has been lost and grown stale. We just need new, fresh blood within the building. 6 years at Florida State with 2 successful seasons, that's not the standard. So I feel like we got to go ahead and cut bait. Again, that's just my assessment on things. We'll see what administration, AD Alford, and the boosters and everyone else involved, how they feel going forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Go Noles.